Hey everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time. Today I would like to share my experience of using this Topping L30 Mark II headphone amplifier, preamplifier, as well as Topping E30 Mark II digital to analog converter, which back to Asahi Kasei AKM 4493 digital to analog converter chips. In this little deck is reside two of them dual chips inside, so it's capable of high resolution audio up to DSD512 capable optical and coaxial. It can do up to 192K. I tried all the digital inputs. It sounded very good and very nice, but most of my music listening I went through with USB input. So I like to start with the Topping L30 Mark II. Before that, this is my desktop listening area with this area I just finished recently, and I have a lot of work to do in this room. So that across the room is my two-channel audio system. This side is my desktop where I use as my workstation as well as headphones and everything. So primarily I use my Denon PMA 2004R, the integrated amplifier, to drive this CSS Audio 1TDX speakers right here, and then I change DACs time to time. Right now I'm breaking in SMS the new model, so that is a new one that coming out soon, SU10. So my headphone amplifier, main amplifier, this Denon has a very good headphone amplifier. That is what I use. My main headphones are Sony MDR7506 or the Varon 1 headphone planar magnetic headphones, or Sony 990 ST990. So those are the headphones that I use. I like to start with the Topping L30 headphone amp slash preamplifier because that has a preamp output feature. Compared to my Denon, this built-in integrated amplifier, built-in headphone stage, has a really good dynamic and really powerful sound, bass like no others headphone amps can provide. But compared to that, this Topping L30 Mark II can do good quality bass, but its overall bass quality is not as deep and not as taut or not as precise. That's what my experience using Sony MDR7506 or this Varon 1. But I prefer Sony MDR7506 in my system for more accurate voices and vocals because it has a more open sound signature to it. So what I like is that neutral and clean and slightly warmish side of a sound signature. That is my preference, which this amplifier and this combination can provide that. But when I compare to that Topping L30 Mark II, what I notice is Topping L30 is slightly tiny bit more warmer side of a neutral sounding, but it has the more refinement in upper frequency range and a little bit more polite sounding sound signature with the Topping L30 Mark II and 7506. It depends on what your preference is. I totally prefer headphone stage inside my integrated amplifier, but I also enjoy this Topping L30 Mark II. So the headphone amp is very good and good sounding headphone amplifier. My favorite part is it can be used as a preamplifier, although it will only have a one input. But good thing is it's very quiet. Really good preamp for little money. Quieter than this Denon integrated amplifier input stage or pre-stage. So that is a really good experience that I like to share with you. If you are shopping for headphone amp and preamp that you want to use with the other power amplifiers, I mean, this is really good starting point. So that is totally impressive showing and sounding little headphone and preamplifier stage that you can have for $100 to $200. On top of this top-end stack, I put the my record weight because I'm using the AudioQuest Diamondback cable. So the Diamondback cable is pretty stiff, especially the short one that I prefer to use with this kind of next to each other component kind of connection. That thing is pretty stiff, so it keep moving and shifting. That's why I put the weight on the top. This setup, I tried the Topping E30 Mark II with my speakers, my integrated amplifier, as well as the Topping L30 connecting to my laptop using Audio Havana and connected with OCC copper USB cable to this little stack. And also I tried with the AudioQuest Diamondback or the Marantz RCA cable connected to this my Denon integrated amplifier using this CSS Audio 1TDX as a monitor speakers. So what I found is this Topping E30 Mark II is significantly more refined sounding than the original E30. Previous generation E30 is very good sounding as well. It's a little bit more on neutral side, but this one is slightly more polished and refined. Probably that thanks to the AKM chips that they are using. Personally, I really like AKM chips in general, the way that they sound, like organic feeling and a little bit warmer side of a neutral sound quality and sound signature that they can produce in your system. So that AKM chip is highly beneficial, the AKM 4493 chip. I try a lot of different music as usual. So I was listening to Dua Lipa acoustic live concert high-res files that I have. So what I noticed is her voice is she have different tone quality that compared to other female singers. Some music and some words she might sound a little nasal. Some words she might sound a little bit louder passages, and that kind of small changes. And sometimes you will hear a little bit of raspiness in the back end of her voice kind of thing. So those are very apparent and clearly reproduced, and micro detail is probably I don't know, man. This kind of equipment makes me happy because $150 and you get that kind of refinement and detailed sound quality that you can enjoy listening to. Because I sit very close, as you can see, that how much toe in I have with my CSS speakers. I'm really impressed with the sound out of this E30 Mark II in terms of musicality and overall tone and balance and a little bit of neutral sounding yet more polished notes that I can hear. So probably that's what changes, and probably that's due to the different chip design, so which I totally enjoy. If you have original E30, probably you will notice that because they have that different way of sound signature between these kind of digital analog converter chips. So in terms of sound stage and scale, may not be as wide as such as Dana Phipps Aries 2 or this SMS SU10 that this review coming soon. So that kind of sound stage, it may not be as wide, but it has the nice precise stereo image with good center image, like the voice and the singer voice is coming out of middle of the system, kind of really good musical soundscape that hugs around you and you can enjoy, and you can totally listen, enjoying the soundscape, and you can melt into the music. So which is very impressive showing in this price point. What I like about this kind of DACs and component such as E30 Mark II and L30 Mark II is they are affordable, they are good sounding and very good performing. Signal to noise ratio, very good, that you cannot hear background noise when I listen into the headphone stage or headphone amplifier L30 Mark II. Compared to my Denon, it has the quieter background and darker stereo image, and the overall depth is not as deep and bass response is not as pronounced or control that I'm used to with this Denon integrated amplifier headphone stage, but it has a more refinement and more polished sound with really good noise performance. I'm totally impressed with the overall price and performance and sound quality that I'm hearing. So if you are shopping for under $500 for these kind of components, let's say DAC and pre-stage and headphone amplifier, these are great buy. The sound quality, I cannot complain anything. I mean, they are as good as it can be. And you can add probably, these are probably retail for two of them for like $300 in US dollars, and probably you will get Sabai Ice Power Class D amp for 200 range, and you get $500 front end components before the speaker. So that is really good combination. So what you will have with this combination is very good sounding, affordable, good quality music out of them. That is the most important part in this hobby. Totally impressive for the sound, price, and performance that you will get, and probably it will put smile on your face every time you listen to it. Why this kind of combination sound this good? So that is the question that we should be asking for those big hi-fi manufacturers. So this combination is very good sounding, affordable, high quality products that I can easily recommend it to you to try it. That is my advice, my friend. Thank you very much for watching and happy listening.
Look at the sky, it's the color of love. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly came down from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He built the bridge to your heart all the way. How many times I've lived inside, oh, I can't say. When I was led to you, you were the one for me. I swear that I could feel my heart beat when I lay eyes on you. Wasn't it clear from the start? Look, the sky is full of clouds. The sky is full of clouds. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. You gave me the kiss that's life, kiss of life. So great. On the bass, Mr. Torigoe Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Onuma Yosuke-san.